Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and I've got a new kit out and I'm going to show it to you tonight, and I'm going to make these. These are specimen slides, and there are 5 sheets and each sheet makes 2 slides. And this is what they look like. So I am going to cut them out and then I'll be back. Okay, you guys, I got these shapes cut out. I haven't done the windows yet because I wanted to come back on and probably state the obvious. I'm sure you guys have figured this out, but some of them have just plain white windows and some of them I left the pattern in. And so if you cut that inside window out with an X-Acto knife, you will have a nice little piece of ephemera. So you can either use a ruler or we'll see how good I can cut this. Be sure you use a very sharp new blade when you do these, if you use an X-Acto knife, because if you use a dull knife, you have to push harder and it's more likely that you will cut yourself. A little wobbly, but hopefully not too bad. And I cut out some of the labels. I gave you a lot of labels because I had space at the bottom and I didn't want to waste it. And I thought that those labels are something you could use anywhere, anytime, for any reason. So you'll want some for the slides. And so I'm going to trim that off there with the scissors because I've got a little bit of a black line showing. So I can use that now for something. And anyway, I'm going to use some of them, of course, for the slides. And I'm going to use distress ink and everything first, but the rest of them I will just put in my stash and use them as needed. So anyway, I am not going to make you sit here and watch me do this. Well, the other thing is on the ones, let's see, how many did I have with a white? Just these. And that one, I guess, although it's pink. And really, in theory, if you use an X-Acto knife, even the white ones you could use for something. So I think I might go ahead with my X-Acto knife and cut these out, even though it takes a little bit of patience. So I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do that. I'm going to do that and then I will come back. I cut them out and I went ahead and started to ink because it's going to take me a bit. And I inked one of these just to see, and it looks pretty cute, I think. There's one that's not inked. And so when you're inking these windows, what you need to do the window, and you can do the edges later after you've glued it all together, and it might be easier because you'll have 2 thicknesses. But when you ink these, I was thinking it would be easier if you stack the 2 together. Just it gives it a little bit more substance when you're inking because it's a little delicate. And so you want to take your time. And let me grab these. I'll show you what I'm saying. So I was doing them one at a time, and this is very fragile, and so you have to be super careful and rub it on there. But if you stack it with the other one, or even several of them, as long as you don't let it overlap or stick out, it just seems like it gives it a little bit more strength to stand up to you inking. And you don't have to ink the window if you don't want to. It's kind of a personal choice, but I like the way it looks. There's the difference. And of course the outside will make a big difference too. That's why you don't really have to do the window, but I'm going to. So I just thought I would come on there and mention it and just kind of show you what it looks like. So there's those 2, and then like I said, I'll do the outside when I'm finished. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got quite a few more to ink. So let me finish inking and then I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I've inked these, and so now we're ready to do the acetate. So you want to get some acetate from sleeves, or I've got some pages from an old photo album that's got acetate sleeves, and cut a piece that just covers the window. So let's see, it's not big enough to do two, so I'll do, get a pen here, and it looks like something like that will probably be what I need, and that'll give me two pieces because it's double-sided. So I'm going to take this, and let's see, I guess I could just glue that in, leave it glued there together. I think I'll do that. But if you have two separate pieces of acetate, you just glue them separately to each side. So I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to stay away from the edge. Well, I mean, it's so thin here. I want it to be closer to the outside edge. I don't want it to, it's going to squish a little bit, and I don't want it to go into the window. So I'm going to stay away from the window, put my acetate down. Press it down. And then I'm not going to put my second piece on right now since I left it doubled like that. I can just lift this piece up and put my flower in there. And I've got too much stuff on this paper. I'm going to change that out real quick. Okay. Much better. All right, so let me get these matched up here. So I hope you guys are all having fun crafting in your little craft spaces today. And so my garden is blooming right now, and I didn't get the flowers to put in these yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. But I thought I'd go ahead and get these slides ready tonight, and then I'll go out to the garden, get my flowers, and press them, and finish this video tomorrow. So, okay, so these two go together. Let's see if I can, yeah, I can get this. Two of these out of this one. And I might as well use this as a pattern. They're not square, but they'll work. And so I'm gonna, you want to, if you haven't dried flowers before for this, you want flat flowers. So in other words, you don't want something with a big fat center, because it will not ever dry all the way and it could mold. So find a flower that's pretty flat and it'll work better for you. Okay, so let me take this paper out. I'll go ahead and cut this one side off. And get my Fabri-Tac. So what I'm going to do with my flowers is I have Corelle plates that I use for my everyday dishes, and they fit together. They don't have a rim on the bottom. They're just pretty flat, so they kind of nest really close to each other, if you know what I mean. So I take my flowers and I put like 2 layers of paper towels on the plate, and then I lay my flowers on it, and then I put like 3 more paper towels on, 2 or 3 layers under and 2 or 3 on top. Then I take the stack of Corelle plates, I've got about that many, and I stack them on top of that so they're smashing the flowers. So any sort of arrangement that you can come up with plates or cutting boards, you know, if you have 2 flat cutting boards, you could smash them between that and then stack something on top for weight, and then you microwave it. And the amount of time you microwave varies with the flowers. So I'm going to do like a minute, and then I'm going to take them out and look at them and see how they look. And then I'm going to go in like 15-second increments until they are dried. You don't want to burn them. You can burn them if you go too long. So that's why you want to kind of sneak up on it with 15-second increments until they are the way you want them to be. So that is my plan for tomorrow. So when I come back on here, I will have my dried flowers, hopefully, ready to put into these slides. So I'm going to go ahead and finish gluing this acetate on these slides, and then I'll come back and we'll finish these up. Okay, I thought I would shoot a video about the pressing of the flowers. So I went out and I picked some small flowers that would fit in the slides. There's some columbine and some salvia and some honeysuckle. So I think those are small enough that when I press them, they'll fit in there. So I'm going to take my Corelle plate, and see, it doesn't have a foot on it, on the bottom of it. It's just flat, and so the stack of them, they fit real tight together. So that's what I'm going to press those on. So I'm going to put some paper towels, flowers, more paper towels, stack of plates on top to smash them down and microwave them. So I'm going to do that, and then I will come back. Okay, so here's some flowers laid out on the paper towel. It's going to take me 2 or 3 times because I've got so many flowers here, but I don't want to crowd them too much. So I'm going to lay them on here and microwave them, and then I'll come back at the end. Okay, so here they are. I microwaved them for a minute, and then I looked at them, and I took the big stack of plates off and just put a couple of plates back on top with the paper towels over them, and microwaved them 40 seconds, and looked at them, and they still look pretty wet. So I did 15 more seconds, and they're still a little bit on the wet side. So I'm going to leave them out here to air dry and do my second batch. Okay, you guys, I am trying to do this downstairs in my kitchen because the flowers were so fragile looking. I didn't want to try to carry those upstairs to my craft room. So I just went up and got the slides, and I thought I would just do them here, but the problem is I have to hand hold my camera. So I'm going to lay these out in pairs, and then so mass making of slides. Let's see. Uh-oh. Oh, good. I thought I was going to come up with an extra one. All right. Hold the camera at the same time, so I'm going to stop it and do some, and then I'll come back. Okay, I've got these all glued up, and so here's what they look like. And I'm going to go ahead and go upstairs, and some of them, you know, they shifted slightly, or I didn't get them right, like this one right here. And I'll just trim off the little edge there, and they'll be fine. So anyway, that is how to make slides. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.